morning. Good morning. There's a lot of noise out here today. Lots of noise. Oh, I'm missing a necklace. Lucky for me, I have a handy mala ready to go. Hold on. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Susan. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Betty. My mother. Okay. That's better. Susan, always before noon. Sometimes 8, sometimes 9, sometimes 10. You just never know. But always before noon Eastern, if that helps. If I put myself on the schedule, I feel like I'm back at work. So I find I'm really resistant to it. I've tried, and I sneak away from it. Good. It's nice to see you live. Okay. So, we're going to do Art of Money again today, but I wanted to tell you that I was, excuse me, writing the scripts this morning for the Shadow Blessings 40 Days of Compassionate Alchemy course that's coming up August 1st. And it's such an amazing experience to have like a few pieces of things that I want to do, and I'm not stressed about it. I just sit down and go, okay, what do I want the introduction to be like? Like, I've been doing Periscope for so long, it's actually making writing so much easier. Because it's a lot of similar things, but focused on blessing the shadowy parts of ourselves that we don't want to accept. But it's just coming out so easily. Like, the introduction is done. The first one is done. They're not numbered, which I think is going to drive some people crazy. Like, some people really want day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And I'm not doing it that way. Yeah, it's super easy. It's coming out super easy. I mean, I have 45 topics, and now I'm sitting down to write the actual, like, script, sort of, for the videos. And it's going incredibly easy, but, oh, I can't remember what I was going to say. I lost it. Anyway. Oh, yeah, I'm sure there will probably be a bonus. So there'll probably be an introduction video and then a day 1 video. Oh, the not numbering thing. So I've set it up to where you don't have to do it in order. And if you number things, people get stuck on, I have to go in order. I have to do day 1 and then day 2 and then day 3. And I'm deliberately leaving numbers off. So if there's a tool that you really like, you can just use it several days in a row, knowing that the other tools that are posted daily will be there waiting for you. And if you find a tool that you really don't like, I'm encouraging people to stick with it and see, well, like, why don't you like it? How come it's disruptive to you? Sometimes the tools that are the most disruptive to us, that make us the most uncomfortable, are the ones that are really getting in there and you know, digging in our sore spots or whatever. Anyway, it's going to be awesome. The oil list is already posted in the group. I had thought, because it's not numbered, Catherine. Yeah, it'll be custom designed. You'll have room to design it yourself. But I know that the not numbering it is going to drive some people. Yeah, I figured. I actually thought of my sister when I was like, I'm not numbering this. And then I was like, oh my God, Catherine's going to freak out. There is a Facebook group for it, and there's already people in there. And I've posted the list of oils that we'll be using in there. But they're also, you don't know when they're coming. So I know, I was like, well, you're not the only one. That the day's videos not being in a numbered order is going to drive some people bananas. They will be clearly titled, though, so you'll be able to find them. And there will be a master list of videos in a pinned post, so you'll be able to see them all. And they'll be numbered in there, but they aren't going to be labeled day 1, day 2, day 3. I can hear all the anal people going, no, I can't do it that way. I must do them in order. Yes. Yeah. My mom, yeah, that would normally drive my mom nuts too, but she's like, I got so much shit going on, I can't care if the days are out of order. Good morning. Thank you, Susan. It's so fun. I don't know, Michelle, I just saw you pop in. I am not numbering the videos. Hello. You were just thinking you needed to make a list. No, you don't need to make a list. Michelle, I was just saying that I'm making the videos for the Shadow Blessings course and I'm deliberately not numbering them, and that's going to drive my sister crazy. Sorry, sucker. I have my button today, which is pinned to the bracelet that Michelle gave me. Oh, see, I wondered if that was going to drive you nuts too. Nope, they are not numbered. There will be a master list. If you're taking it. There's no pressure to take it. Sorry, sucker. Ain't no numbers. That alone will rattle your system, which is good. You know what? Susan, Catherine's not getting notifications half the time either. Yes, it's good for your character. We don't learn if we're comfortable, right? We need to be shaken up a little bit. And I know that sometimes, Susan, uninstalling and reinstalling the app will fix the notification problem, but not always. So some of the things will be deliberately set up for you to get triggered by. Dang it! That's so irritating. Well, you didn't miss much. So let's talk about our Art of Money thing again, because... and thank you for all the support, because, you know, I'm horribly embarrassed by crying on Periscope. It always bugs me. It bugs me less, but it does bug me. You can find me here at this website here, caddyshackdesigns.com. Done. So I appreciate the notes and the messages and stuff yesterday of support. I really appreciate those a lot, because I was like, I kind of want to delete yesterday's Periscope. I kind of want to delete that. I'm not letting myself, but I did want to delete it. So, let's talk about money. Let's talk about the gentle ways we can shake the world. Let's talk about making a difference and planting peace. This is a cool bracelet that Michelle sent us for Christmas. You wind it up and it has a little fastener on the end so you can make it fit your wrist regardless of the size, which is super cool. Let's talk about cats. Well, good, because I get embarrassed by public displays of emotion when they're mine. I'm not bothered by other people's, but when they're mine. So let's remember to ask questions and be easy about this. Let's have a truth bomb. Say what your soul needs to say is our truth bomb today. Ooh, this is a tough one, because to say what your soul needs to say means taking some significant risks, right? It means risking rejection. It means risking people being mad at you. It means risking crying in public. Oh well. It's good for us. It builds character, right? Okay, so yesterday, and this is the book we're reading, and I put her website in the title, so you can just go straight to it and get her free course if you don't have the book. The book is outstanding. I highly recommend it. So, we're talking about, yesterday, our money stories, and which our money stories create our identity, our financial identity, which I never thought of it. She writes it that way. And yesterday we talked about writing new chapters of our money story. And I like the idea of thinking of this as a financial identity. So you could even mind map this. And a mind map, if you don't know, is Let me just do a little quick one to show you in case you have no idea what I'm talking about. A mind map is just you put a circle, so you could do it this way. My money stories in a circle. And then you would draw out little lines and bubbles for everything related to your money stories. So you put money stories in the middle, or you can just put money in the middle. It might actually be better to just start with money, because these bubbles will tell you what your stories are. See, right? Yeah, let's do it that way. Just write money in the middle. Everything that you think about money, write in a bubble that extends off of the main topic. So this, you can do this for anything. Main topic in the middle, everything related to it out in these little bubbles. So when you think money, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Put that there. Next. Try to do this on a big piece of paper with colored pencils or markers or crayons. Make it fun. Like, make these activities not so serious. We're so used to being like, I'm going to talk about money now, so I'm going to put on my Wall Street face and I'm going to be ultra serious because money is serious. Well, it doesn't have to be. It can be easy. It can. I promise. Here's an affirmation for you. I empower others by demonstrating wealth, success, and love. I don't know where I don't think I wrote that, but I wrote it down at some point. It's on the back of this. I empower others by demonstrating wealth, success, and love. That's kind of cool. I wonder when I wrote that down. I should start dating these random notes. Okay, anyway. In exploring your financial identity, try this as a method. Everything you think about money. People who have money suck. People who drive Jaguars are bitches. People who have millions of dollars are selfish. You know what? I knew a woman whose family was big in the oil industry, and her dad had set her and her siblings up with tons of money in his life, and then when he died, they inherited tons and tons and tons of money. So she had multiple millions of dollars in lots of different accounts, and you would not have known it. Because we expect rich people to live and look and act and speak a certain way when we're not wealthy, and yet you're surrounded by wealthy people and you probably don't even know it, because when you're wealthy and secure, it doesn't matter. You're just living your life like anybody else. You might be living your life in a nicer house. You might be taking more vacations to different places, although these days I'm kind of scared to leave my little holler here with everything that's going on. Alexa, hi! We're talking about money. Alexa is an awesome person. Lives in Denver. She's fantabulous. Nice to see you. But just having money doesn't mean that you act any different than you act right now. I think sometimes we're scared to get money. We're scared to increase our abundance because we're worried that it's going to change us and turn us into those rich bitches, or turn us into those selfish people, those selfish rich people. That's not the case at all. You're not, unless you choose to take on a mask of what you think wealthy people should look like. You're just you. You just have a fatter bank account. Anyway. Alexa, this is the book we're talking about. And it's super awesome, and I highly recommend it. Okay. So you can choose to update your financial identity anytime you want. Anytime you like, you can do this. Okay. So do you remember the guy in the beginning of this book who got a $60,000 inheritance and blew it all? Fabaku, I think his name is. So one day as he reviewed his income for the past quarter, his jaw dropped. His mind was utterly blown. He realized the Fabeku looking at the numbers was the old one, a previous version of himself who wasn't yet used to earning much money and had no clue how to manage it. It was time to update his financial identity, plug into who he was right then, and go from there. Fabeku began updating his financial identity, asking himself on a regular, almost daily basis, who am I now? What's my current identity with money? How does this person earn, manage, save, and spend? He quickly found he needed both inner and outer updating to keep up with his evolving relationship to money. Within himself, he felt more strongly rooted in valuing himself, more mature and free, and he needed to let that sink in and shift some old beliefs. On a practical level, his increased earning meant he needed to hire a new accountant, better versed in his new income bracket. Your financial identity is fluid and subjective. You can update it anytime you like. So as you're experiencing increasing success, which you will if you're starting to work on this stuff, you might need to ask yourself those questions. Okay, the old me made this amount every year, and now I'm making this increased amount, or I have periodic, bonuses coming in. How would this person today handle this money level? And just check yourself. That can help you also, I think, from sabotaging your happiness. As your money increases, it may become uncomfortable. Like if you've, so for example, when I was working full-time as a single parent, for a while I was making enough money to afford a cleaning lady. And I hated cleaning, and it was in my budget. So I had a cleaning lady come once a week. And I didn't feel bad about it. Like, I didn't feel like I was abusing her or anything like that. Like, I paid her well and I tipped her. But people at work, 2 people I worked with had a reaction to that. Like, a cleaning lady? Like, how much money are you making exactly? I was like, well, I would rather skip a meal and have a cleaning lady, actually, than have to do, a whole house cleaning once a week. But what's it to you? Some people really struggle with hiring a cleaning lady, and they'll exhaust themselves because they don't want to. If you hire a cleaning lady, what would you have to feel? Would you have to feel like you're rich? And would that be bad? Yeah, and if that's bad, why is that? You're working on and hoping to move past your income threshold story view of what you think you're worth. Yes, thank God. Yeah. Because we are all worth more than we think. I got a reminder actually this morning from Dan. I'm going to do it right now because I actually told him I was doing it right then, and then I got distracted and forgot. Ooh, big surprise. Isn't that interesting? So he told me to write I deserve this on a piece of paper and carry it around with me. I'm going to do it right now while we're talking. Just as a reminder that all these cool things that are happening in my life and your lives, it's probably a good idea he had to write yourself a note and stick it up some places that says, I deserve this. It's not really a matter of deserving or not deserving, but we still think in those terms. So let's just use that. I deserve this. Just as a reminder when I start to feel weird. As my money goes up and things start coming to me that are super fucking awesome. Just a little note to yourself. Write it in gold marker if you can. These gold Sharpies are awesome. Is that every time I use one, I'm like, oh yes, the gold. I deserve this. I totally do. Yeah, we are worth more than just enough. That's fancy. I'm so fancy with my gold Sharpie. Okay. Thank you, Dan, for the suggestion, and I actually have done it, and I'm actually putting it on my window, my office window here in the camper right now with an arrow. I deserve this. I do. I don't have to explain it or justify it to anybody, and neither do you. Okay, so my financial identity is changing. Your financial identity is changing. Be aware that it's just an identity, and you get to decide what that means. Oh, it's up for you big time now that you're looking at jobs again. Oh, Michelle. Core desired feeling time. Let us know if we can help you in the Desire Map group, the Desire Map alumni group. Put something in there. Let us support you in that. Let us help support your story. The reformation of your financial identity. Let's say it that way. Okay. Let's see. Individuation is a huge theme in deep money work. Whether we're familiar with our inherited money stories or not, the ones we got from our family, the ones we got from our peer group, many of us go through periods of breaking free from our parents' way of doing things. While sometimes it feels wonderful and liberating to individuate from our families, the process also can be painful. Layla, a stay-at-home mom in her 40s, received a shock a few weeks before Christmas. She ordered a huge quantity of toys for her children. Oh my gosh. And while they arrived safely, they were stolen right off her porch. Oh, how horrible. That's horrible. The toy company and delivery service refused to replace or refund them, and she knew her children would be crushed. Layla reached out to her community for help and created an online fundraising campaign to replace the toys. She felt proud of her resourcefulness and thought it was a great step forward to receive support from others in this way. Good for her, right? Yet, her little bubble of pride popped the moment she shared her idea with her mother, who was horrified. Layla's mother was raised with very little money and developed strong, strict beliefs about self-reliance and image. Her mom was disgusted that Layla had asked for help in this way and didn't hesitate in telling her so. At first, Layla was deeply hurt. You hear that dream-smashing hammer? It's the worst tool ever made. Then, as she reviewed her own money story, Layla recognized that, though she was well into her 40s and had a family of her own, she had gotten lost in her mom's money story. It was difficult and sobering, but from that point onward, Layla stopped chasing her mother's approval around her money decisions and started making her own judgments. How creative to do an online fundraising campaign to save your kids' Christmas. And that's really creative, and I can tell you from having done my own online fundraising, it can be a struggle in feeling how hard it is to ask for help and then receive it. So, yeah, there's lots of us that struggle with just enough. And I can't remember who I was telling, but we don't need to live at a subsistence level like this anymore. I think it was probably Tanya. We're beyond this just enough mindset. It's time to change that, which is why I believe it is changing. The fact that we're here, talking about it and working on it and opening ourselves up to hearing what we tell ourselves and hearing what our parents think and taking a look at that, we're already changing it. Some people are using the, where is it? Oh, it's still in my suitcase. The finance and forgiveness oil blends, because they recognize that there's a lot of work to do around this stuff. If you're struggling with money in any way, or if you've deliberately avoided learning about how to handle your money, there's some stories there. So we're changing it already. Highest Potential is fabulous. I just got another bottle of Highest Potential. It's wonderful. So, let's see. As we start to look at our money stories, most of us bump into this universal truth. We have all received certain advantages and disadvantages. We were all born into a lot in life. At a certain point, many of us enter the sticky, sometimes tender territory of comparing our money stories with others. Compare and despair, people. Our hearts break when we see our parents working long hours into their 70s just to make ends meet, while others live in opulent mansions. Or we feel guilty for our own abundance when others have so little. Some of these disparities stem from systemic injustices and ingrained inherited hardships on a grand scale. This points to that macro view of money, the big picture view, which, while certainly important to educate ourselves about, it isn't my personal focus. For some people, this sense of injustice becomes part of their calling in life, so they spearhead economic equality or do social justice work, and this is beautiful and necessary. Yet even more often I have found that the question of fairness around money emerges from young, hurt places deep within ourselves. When we feel anger, grief, or anxiety as we compare ourselves to others, it's often a warning bell that we have gotten stuck focusing on our disadvantages rather than our gifts. Every law in life affords its own set of challenges and gifts. It's never all good or all bad. It really just is. It's what you have to work with. It's the clay that you've been handed, and if you don't like the pot you've made out of your clay, you can smash it and make another one. And if you don't like that, you can make another one. It's endlessly malleable. Each of us has a different path to walk, and each of us has the ability, to different extents, to influence where that path leads us. It is up to each one of us to do something with what we've been given. Something better, stronger, different, beautiful. She's a great writer, isn't she? She has a nice way of blending poetics with practical information. I like that. As a mother, I have the great privilege and responsibility of watching my son's money story being written. My husband and I try to bring as much awareness as we can to the elements of our own stories that we're handing down to our son, so we don't unconsciously pass along our unhealed wounds or unforgiven chapters. Have I let go of that resentment yet? Do I need to update my thinking on this one thing? I want to carry forward positive elements of my upbringing, the value of work, for example, while releasing other less helpful pieces. The goal here, I remind myself compassionately, cannot be perfection. It cannot be perfection. And your goal cannot be completion, because it never, ever, ever is complete. We all pass along some unconscious beliefs and patterns to our children. Yet my husband and I are doing the very best we can to offer our son as much education about money, knowing he will formulate his own experiences and personality, gifts and challenges, in short, his own money story as he grows. Whether you're a parent or not, this process of sifting through your money story and releasing pieces that no longer serve you is important, challenging, and beautiful. We cannot truly heal a wound without forgiveness, and I would add to that, we cannot truly heal a wound without compassion. Writing new chapters in our money story usually involves completing old ones, which means seeing them, learning from them, and letting them go. There is beauty in this release. With a little guidance, we can honor old parts of our money story, gather their wisdom, while gently and cleanly cutting our ties with our old money stories. This is interesting because last night on the call we talked about, this is flapping in the wind here. We talked about grief rituals, saying goodbye rituals, and we're going to do a visualization right after I tell you this. So if you can, get in a quiet place where you can have 10 minutes maybe to do this visualization. I'll read it to you so you can go through it. Sometimes a saying goodbye ritual can go a long way as you're going through changes. So you can say a gentle, compassionate goodbye to the way you've handled money in the past. As you're forgiving yourself for mistakes, as you're forgiving yourself for mistakes and stories you've passed on to your children, it's okay to say to them, I didn't know so much about money in the past as I do now, and I'm learning all this stuff about money, so I want to tell you that some things I told you about money were actually, they turned out to be wrong. And by doing so, you teach your kids that life is always changing, information's always changing, and when you get new information, you rewrite things, you do things differently. Good morning, Bernice. You take a different path. So you teach your kids that it's okay to shift, it's okay to update and change. And if you've made mistakes and you feel like you've given your kid terrible messages about money, you can change that. You can say, whoops, I didn't know this thing about money that I just learned, and I'm super excited. I'm going to tell you about it. And they're probably going to ignore you and completely. But you can tell them anyway. And then you can say a little goodbye ritual to poverty if you want to do that. I've been doing that in my head, and when I feel closer to it, maybe on the full moon or something, I'll do a little ritual where, for me, a goodbye ritual involves like writing down everything I'm saying goodbye to with gratitude and love and compassion for all the good stuff I've gotten from the experience. And I'll write that down. Like, here's the gifts I got from poverty. Here's the things I know now because of this. Here's the strengths I have. Here's the wisdom I've gained. And thank you so much. And I'll write all that on paper. And then when Morgan was going through her Wicca exploration days, she bought this cool little cauldron that's about this big and it's iron. It has a little lid on it. So I burn shit in there all the time because it's nice and safe. I don't have to worry about it melting or getting too hot or anything. So I'll write all that down. I'll burn a candle. Good. And I'll burn it. And I'll burn it till it disappears. Hopefully it goes all in one thing, but if it doesn't, I burn every last scrap. And I might do that more than once. If it feels like it's just taking a layer of goodbye off, I'll wait and do it again. You can do that little ritual as much as you want, as often as you want, as you take off a little piece and a little piece and say goodbye to your old identity as you're forming a new identity. If you can say thank you for the pain because of what you gained from it, the meaning that you can take from your suffering, that can be a really profound experience, and it can keep you from recreating the same damn situation again because there's still unaccepted shadow parts hanging out in the past. So keep that in mind. So let's do a money story visualization. Yay, story time. Shedding your old, you totally are. We all are. We're shedding the identity that says I can't own a BMW because, I'm changing the identity that says I can possibly own a Jaguar. What? What? No way. I can't own a Jaguar. I'm not rich. That kept me from even dreaming that, just that one, like, oh, only rich people have Jaguars. Well, but yeah, maybe, but either I could be a rich person. Me? A BMW? No, I couldn't possibly. No. A few months ago, I'm so glad that Michelle went through a bunch of pain that I could learn from and not have to go through the same pain. Michelle got a beautiful car for a screaming hot deal. Beautiful BMW. Yes, I'm definitely learning from your process. Beautiful, beautiful car. And she had to go through this whole adjustment thing. I'd be flaunting it. I'd be shoving it in people's faces, my wealth, if I owned a fancy car. That's a good one, Betty. Write that down. But Michelle went through this whole thing of like being so uncomfortable with having a BMW. So she was saying, I hope I can share all this. She was saying, oh, we got this BMW, but it's, it's got la. It's old. It's got la. All these things, like all these, okay, good, because I'm already doing it. All these justifications, like, because she was so uncomfortable with saying she got a BMW. Even though, of course, she deserves a BMW. Even if it was a brand new and had 0 miles on it. Even if it was a 2016, although this time of year you can start to get 2017s. If Michelle wanted to go down and plop money down for a 2017 BMW, of course we would all say, you go, honey, go get yourself a Beamer. Go get you the newest, fanciest one you can find, because you fucking deserve it. Of course we would say that, right? But it's so different when it's coming into your system. So she got this BMW. It was so beautiful. And we were drawing her attention to how she would say, oh, we got this BMW, but, we only paid so much for it. It was a really good deal. And it has, it has lots of mileage on it. And or I don't know if it even has lots of mileage on it. But you know what I mean? Like, she was like, trying to make it okay. Because she cares about people. Yes! She cares about people. She loves people. She doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Yeah, so she was explaining and justifying it. And we could hear it and sense the discomfort. But, we can't see our own blind spots. And we need each other to say, hey, you don't need to justify that. Yeah, it's worry about other people's judgments that would stop you from enjoying it. And it was stopping her from enjoying it. It was holding her back from embracing less than what she deserves. Like, she deserves the moon. But moving into a new level of wealth and getting comfortable that some people would be triggered by that. Yes, don't cast me out. She was doing the don't cast me out chant. I have this nice thing, but blah, 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 blah. Don't cast me out of the tribe, okay? I don't want to die out in the wilderness alone. That's what we do. So when I got the car from Tanya and Ben, it was, I'm purposely making myself not add any not add any justification statements on the end. I'm listening to the don't cast me out story in my head because it's there. But because of Michelle, because she went through and graciously shared her process with us so we could learn from it, I was better prepared to receive because I had already watched her go through it and felt her discomfort and watched her process of getting comfortable with it and coached her some. So I already had a coaching thing for myself to run. I had a counter story to run when I was doing the don't cast me out chant in my head. So it was I believe it was a lot easier for me because she had already paved the way. So we can do that for each other. When we have things that we move through and we share it with each other, we pave the way, we make the way easier for those around us. So if if you have blazed a trail, share that so other people can benefit from it. And you'll benefit from other people blazing a trail. So the don't cast me out chant is pretty quiet in my head. And it never ever once occurred to me not to take that car. Like, not even once. I wanted to clarify and make sure Tanya was definitely sure that she didn't want to sell it and make the money off of it because she could. So once I clarified that, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm taking that car. Are you kidding me? Fuck yeah. We raise each other up. We have a choice, right? We can be crabs in the bucket. Your partner's going through that he got a promotion. He didn't tell his family. Oh, because he's worried about how they're going to react. Yep. Give him this book. Yeah, it'll be the back talking, right? They won't say anything to his face, but they'll talk shit behind him. Yes. We're all going to go through that. So what would we have to feel if we were rich? We might have to feel the discomfort of our families shit-talking us behind the scenes. Right? And I won't even say we might have to. We will have to. Because even if it's not happening, we'll think that it's happening. So either way, we're going to have to deal with our friends' jealousy. We're going to have to deal with our parents or family members, doing the backhanded compliment of, oh, congratulations, must be nice. You may go through this with some of your family in your new house. Michelle and Dan have stretched themselves. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. You haven't said anything about to your family about leaving your job. Do you see, you guys? We're expanding and growing and we're keeping it a secret because we don't We have the "don't cast me out" chant going in our heads. We don't want to be rejected. Of course we don't. We don't want to hurt people's feelings. Of course we don't. And yet, if we don't blaze the trail, how are they going to have the opportunity to break free? If we don't show them what rewriting your stories looks like, how else are they going to have an opportunity to ask you, damn, I noticed you got a BMW, and now you got a fancy schmancy house. How are you doing that? Yes, we do. Yes, we perpetuate our story by keeping it hidden. Yes. You're going to have to tell them sooner or later. What I recommend that you do is get comfortable in your imagination with their reaction and work your stories on that. So your story would, if you're going to do it Byron Katie style, your story would be, I shouldn't make so much money because it hurts my family, is our fear. It hurts my family. I shouldn't make this much money. And you just need to go through that. And the flip is, I should make this much money because it could help my family. We don't really know. Sometimes people get jealous and pissed off and they do something about their situation. Sometimes people get jealous and pissed off and they just simmer in resentment. And sometimes people will actually leave your life because they can't bear seeing your success because of what it triggers in them, and that's not your responsibility. It's not even something that you can or should try to influence. It's not your business, really. Bottom line, it's not your business how they respond. Your business is to take care of you. Your business is to live your highest potential. Your business is to get clear in your stories so that you can do what you came here to do, which was not to live on just enough. Just enough love, just enough money, just enough resources. That is not why you came here. That is not helping raise anybody else up. We raise each other up. What I was going to say is, we have a choice to be the crabs in the bucket. You know, when you put crabs in a bucket and one tries to escape, the others will pull it down. It's just the way they move. It's not like, we're not letting you escape. It's not like that. It's just the way they move. They're trying to climb over each other so nobody gets out of the bucket. So we have a choice to live like that. We have a choice to tear each other down. Or we can raise each other up. Or we can live the best fucking life that we can. And when the people who want to change ask us, we can say, oh my gosh, you're going to love the story of how this happened. Here, let me give you some resources. Yes! Yes! Let's raise each other up. Here, let me give you this awesome book. Crabs in a Bucket country song. Just a crab in a bucket. Something that should end in fuck it. I'm sure we can do this. I'm sure we can write a country song. I don't live that far from Nashville. So if we want to collaborate and write a song, I can just run it up there and make us all rich. Give people this book. When people ask you, how are you making all these changes? Give them a copy of The Art of Money. Give them a copy of Loving What Is by Byron Katie. Send them a link to YouTube, Byron Katie videos. Send them to Bari Tessler's website, which is in the title of this scope. Give them the resources. And the ones who don't ask, fuck them. Sorry, sucker. You could be rich too. You could be living a fantabulous life too if you would just ask me. And I wouldn't even put it out there. I would wait for the people to ask me. I would wait for the family members who are like, how are you doing this? Like, your life is really different than it was a year ago. You know, is it in the water? Are you taking a pill? Thank you. Send them to me and I will coach them. I will give them Reiki energy readings to tell them where their stories are hiding out or where their blocks are. And we can move through them and blast this shit out. Blast it open. Blast it into transformation. Apply compassionate alchemy. There's so much we can do. Let's do this visualization. Let's think about this $100 bill. Oh, it smells like perfume. Tamara, are you here, Tamara? She's the one who said to spray it with perfume, and I did, 2 weeks ago? Still smells delicious. Okay. Money Story Visualization. If you have the book, it's on page 73. It's in the chapter Your Money Story at the very end if you're reading on Kindle or Nook. Ready? Okay. Your sister-in-law asked you and told you not to tell anybody because they would lock you up for being crazy? That's the don't cast me out. You better not tell anybody. You're going to get kicked out of the tribe and die alone in the wilderness. Shh, don't tell anybody what you're doing. It activated her money stories. All right, ready? I'm going to do a body check-in real quick. If you have other stuff going on and you can, step away from whatever you're doing and just listen. And let's do this visualization together. And if this does bring up stuff for you, please reach out to me. If you're not following me on Facebook, you can. It's facebook.com/MichelleWolf11, just like my Periscope handle. Don't cast me out in fear of missing out or big blocks. That's our new hashtag, guys. DCMO. I'm going to write that down. Don't cast me out. Michelle is brilliant at turns of phrases. Don't cast me out. Hashtag DCMO. Every time we post a success, we can hashtag it DCMO. I got this new Jaguar. Hashtag DCMO. I'll be bringing home this kitty in a few weeks. Hashtag don't cast me out. I love talking to you guys. I love you guys so much. All right, let's take a breath. Hold for a second and exhale. Just let yourself drop. No matter where you are, even if you're driving, you can do these deep breaths, okay? See, we name it, and then we don't have to feel the shame of it. That's what Bari's trying to get across to us. Let's talk about our discomfort. Let's talk about our jealousy. My friend Bev put under my Jaguar post, I'm green with envy of you right now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Put it out there. I have this awesome, fantastic, better, architectural digest, gorgeous house that we're moving into. And I'm worried that you're going to be upset by it. And I'm still going to move anyway, and I don't really care. But if you're jealous, let's talk about it. Most people will be like, I'm not jealous. I'm happy you got a fancy house, bitch. I'm happy for you, bitch. That's how it usually goes. But you can also universalize it. You can say, I am thinking that some people are going to be jealous of this, and I hope that they'll talk to me about it if they are. So I can show them how we pulled this off. Anybody can do this. Anybody can learn it. If you're ever curious, let me know. Name it. Naming it shines a light on it. Shame lives in the darkness. When you light it up, it dissipates. It's that simple. All right, let's go. Deep breath. I'm not going to answer any more comments. I'm not being rude and ignoring you. I just want to give you this visualization. Take a deep breath. And you may want to re-listen to this with a journal if you don't have one with you right now so you can take notes. Take a deep breath. And if you aren't writing, just imagine in your head or on paper. Describe your current relationship with money, remembering as we go to apply mindfulness and self-love and remember to breathe. And you can do all of these sections together. There's 4 sections, or you can do one today, watch the replay tomorrow, do the second one, etc. Describe your current relationship with money in the present moment. Spend a few moments thinking or writing about your current relationship with money. How do you feel about earning, spending, saving, giving, borrowing, loaning, and receiving money? What feelings or memories do these activities stir within you? Slow down. I would say slow way down. Check in with your body right now, even as I'm talking about this. Do you notice any beliefs, patterns, or conditions attached to these areas of earning, spending, saving, etc.? And I would add to this, where do you feel that in your body? As I ask you how you feel about it, where do you feel it in your body? Is it your solar plexus? Does it tighten up? Do your lower body chakras close down? Do you feel tension in your throat when you think about telling people, I just got a promotion, I just got a raise, I just got a car, I just got a fancy house, I just won the lottery? Where do you feel that in your body? And when you feel that tension, breathe into it. Take a big, deep breath. Imagining that you're breathing energy and air into those tight tension areas, into those squirmy places. So section 2, visualize your money past. Get centered in your body, take a few deep breaths. From this grounded, mature place, let your mind travel back into your childhood memories. Look around, see your home and its surroundings. What did you learn about money here? What beliefs did you receive? What decisions did you make? Do you recall others who had more or less money than you? And what do you feel about that? Now think about your family. What was your mother's role in terms of family finances? What messages did she give you about money verbally and through her unspoken behavior and emotions? In what ways have you echoed her role or rebelled against it? Ask the same questions about your father, grandparents, siblings, or anyone else significant to you in your childhood. Did you receive messages about money from your religion, culture, or lineage? And if so, what were they? And of course you did. Trace the ups and downs of your life in relationship to money. Did you experience any big financial successes or hardships? How have they affected you, your life, and how you relate to money? And do a quick body check-in right now. Even as you're thinking of these things, you may start to hold your breath. You may start to feel squirmy and weird. Just, again, breathing into any tension or discomfort and remembering to relax, relax, relax. When you feel yourself start to go, ooh, just take a deep breath and relax again. These are your body check-ins. They can really be this fast. Section 3. Connect the dots between past and present. How are you keeping the past alive in your relationship with money? Considering everything you were taught and not taught about money, how are you living out old or inherited beliefs, patterns, and stories? Have you repeated the past, rebelled against it, or struck out on your own? How is your past money story affecting your relationships with your parents, siblings, friends, boss, clients, or larger community? How does it show up in your self-talk, in your behaviors, in your thoughts about the future? Body check-in again. Deep breath. Mentally scanning, just close your eyes, head to toe. Any tension in my heart? Any tension in my throat? Am I getting a headache? Any tension in my stomach? Any tension in my abdomen? Any tension in my root chakra? Am I tensing up my toes and pulling my feet up off the ground? That can be a physical indicator that you're withdrawing from the information. Make sure your feet are flat. Press to the ground. Section 4. Give yourself a hug. Congratulations. Even if you answered just a few of these questions, you deserve a huge pat on the back. I'm grateful for my new visual aid. I deserve this. I deserve the time to explore these stories. I deserve the time to let my emotions be felt and seen and heard. My emotions deserve this movement, this oxygen. However you might be feeling at this point, energized, angry, grieving, or overwhelmed, please know this: you are brave, you are awesome, and you are making great progress in your money initiation. This is an initiation, come to think of it. Please take time for self-care and integration after this significant exploration. Dance, draw, paint, sleep, hike, play with your pets. Do whatever you love to do to honor your courage and let these insights seep in. And seep is a good word. This is a slow process. This is not, your body feels hot. Hot from shame or hot from energy, or you can write that down. What is this heat about? Go into the question. My body feels hot. What is that? What is this heat about? When did I first feel this heat? What images are coming to mind? Get in the habit of asking yourself a shit ton of questions. Just a grip of questions every time something comes up. Your body is telling you, hey, here's a story, and it feels hot. I'm guessing it's childhood, and it feels early to me. And by early, I mean young. Maybe 5 or 6. That's what comes to my mind. Just play with it. Just play with it. So our next chapter is on forgiveness, completions, and letting go. So we've kind of jumped the gun on that one a little bit because, a lot of us have been doing this for a while too. And so we've been doing some of these practices, and we'll do them again. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to remind you that shadowblessings.eventbrite.com starts August 1st. If you miss the first few days, it's really not that big a deal because the introduction will be posted at the top, and then the days are not numbered. I'm having so much fun with that. And I know it's going to fuck with some of your heads. Oh my god, it's so much fun. Yeah, you can shadowblessings.eventbrite.com. Hi, Heath. Heath. So funny. Hi, Heath. So funny. There's at least 3 of you who are like, wah! My mom's like, I can't care about this anymore. I can't care about doing shit in order anymore. Hi, Heath. Heath is going to be starting the meditations with me on these topics this week. Do you hear that, Heath? I didn't forget. Let me just write down that link. And it is also on my Facebook page. If you're not following me on Facebook, feel free to do so. But you may need to, if you try to friend me on Facebook and I don't recognize your name, you're probably going to have to send me a message. shadowblessings.eventbrite.com. It's $125. I think it's like Eventbrite tax and fees on there, but it's not much. Or you can friends and family PayPal it to me, and that will work too. Whatever. Anyway, if you have to miss a few days, it's no big deal. The point is 40 days from the time you start. That is a big deal. Okay? So, check it out. shadowblessings.eventbrite.com. Check out Bari Tessler's website, baritessler.com. Tanya! Yay! Several people who are here with you every day are in that group, and I'll add you as soon as I get off here. There's a Facebook page. You do have to have a Facebook account for this because it's all on the Facebook page. Every day you'll get a video with an oil and a tool and a blessing, a way to bless your shadow. Well, find your shadow and then bless it. It's going to be magical. I hope to see you there. And if I don't, that's okay too. I hope to see you on the next round. I love you. Have a wonderful day. And be kind, be gentle, apply compassion as you're questioning. Please let it be easy. And remember, we raise each other up. Michelle reminded us, and you deserve this. You deserve it. Have a beautiful day. I love you guys. Love you, love you, love you. And don't cast me out. Bye. Bernice, did you have a question? Message me. Bye, sweeties.